And I don't know, then like all these different agencies and branches of government basically just like started investigating and coming after our company. It was brutal. It was brutal.
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Tim Miller slamming Joe Rogan. This was whenever Joe Rogan had Mark Zuckerberg on. Tim Miller's calling him out. I'm providing context to these clips. Let's get into it.
Speech on his platform. It's all bullshit. Let's go through it. Here's the clip.
These people from the Biden administration would call up our team and like scream at them and curse, and it's like these documents it's all kind of out there.
Did you record any of those phone calls?
I don't think we.
All right, so here's what we got. Mark Zuckerberg is claiming that some Biden administration bureaucrats were screaming and cursing at his underlings, demanding that they take down stuff he didn't want to take down, but that he felt pressured by the Biden administration to stifle people's speech. This is just all nonsense. How do we know it's nonsense? For starters, let's look at what Joe Rogan asked him to follow up. Oh, we want some audio. Oh, we want some audio? You want some proof? No. We have no proof. We have no proof, okay? We have no proof that this happened. But here's the thing. Even if it did happen, so what? Have some balls, Mark Zuckerberg. Why are you putting this all on some random government bureaucrat? What were they going to do? Take away your mansion? Take away your yacht? Like, if you really wanted to defend the meme rights of COVID vaccine deniers, then you could have done it. You can't take some cursing. We don't even know if the cursing happened, but your staffers can't take being cursed at. You have unlimited money. You have unlimited power. You're one of the richest people in the world. Right now, you are talking to the biggest media star in the world. You have unlimited platforms to communicate. If you felt like the government was making unfair demands on you, you could have just said so. You could have.
And Tim Miller is 100% right. Mark Zuckerberg is more or less just crying wolf, wanting to play victim. Zuckerberg wants to act like he was held against his will, to whenever he was fighting the misinformation of what everyone was saying about COVID. And now that he sees the culture sort of going into this counter movement, thinking that now it's cool to be against, what COVID was going on, whenever COVID was going on, to be against that. Now the young people, they start to maybe favor a little bit more Trump. He's going to completely sell and, more importantly, spin a story where, he's completely in the right.
Posted. You could have gone on Joe Rogan. You could have called up Joe Biden yourself and said, hey there, Sleepy Joe. Go pound sand. I want people to be able to post about ivermectin as much as they want. You could have done any of that. Bring it. Bring me a court order, Joe. Go to the Supreme Court. Bring me a court order. If you were a real tough guy, a jiu-jitsu MMA tough guy, Mark Zuckerberg, you could have stood up to these requests from random bureaucrats. You didn't do it. You folded before there was ever even any real pressure on you. They didn't come for you. Your company stock just was going up. The whole Biden administration. Your net worth was going up. The whole Biden administration. At the end of the here, let's watch this. Let's watch this clip.
And then at some point, I guess, I don't know, it flipped a bit. I mean, Biden, when he gave some statement at some point, I don't know if it was a press conference or to some journalists, where he basically was like, these guys are killing people. And I don't know, then like all these different agencies and branches of government basically just like started investigating and coming after our company. It was brutal. It was brutal.
Wow.
It's brutal. Oh, it was brutal how the government came after you. Oh, really? How brutal was it? Donald Trump threatened to jail you.
Trump said something pretty scary for him. He said that if he finds out that he interfered with the election, he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life.
That's pretty scary.
That's pretty scary, because it's very likely that he might wind up being the president. And if he winds up being the president, they start investigating this stuff. If I was Mark Zuckerberg, I'd be pretty fucking freaked out by that statement.
Threatened to jail you, Mark Zuckerberg. That's what Donald Trump threatened to do. In other countries, people that speak out against the government get thrown in cells. In Russia, they get pushed off of buildings. What was so brutal?
Right. So then the truth really it ends up coming to surface whenever you see that Mark Zuckerberg has his nose all the way up Trump's ass now. And it was just a strategic play. Trump was coming into office. Trump was going to, give all these billionaires, he was going to sort of let them know, look, I mean, at the very end of the day, it's all of us against all the poor people. It's all of us against the working class. So you had Zuckerberg fall right in line, going straight into this new culture of wanting to talk about, I'm wanting to bring masculinity back, whenever really it's just to put down anyone else who's not just a white guy. No offense to white guys, but I'm just saying that's sort of how they weaponize that entire, quote unquote masculinity movement, is just to put down anyone who's not pleasuring themselves to a Chuck Norris poster on their wall. And it's just upsetting to see that that's, the only thing that really matters in some people's lives. You see that Mark Zuckerberg, he is going to completely turn his back on whoever is not cashing out a paycheck for him.
Brutal about it. What'd Biden do? A couple bureaucrats called your staffers and complained? That's what was your threat to free speech? Where's your big Chad muscles? Why didn't you say, okay, let's see it? Here's the truth. Does everybody want to know the truth of what happened? Mark Zuckerberg is a corporate whore that just wants money and power. And in 2016, when it was in vogue to go after disinformation and to try to tamp down all the crap that went on his platform because people did not expect the Donald Trump win, he wanted to do that. When Black Lives Matter happened and it was in vogue to focus on racial equity, he did that. When COVID started, when people were scared for their lives, and it was in vogue to try to make sure that people only got good information about this developing pandemic, he went along with that. When there was a backlash to that, he went along with the backlash. When Donald Trump gets elected again, and now it's a moment to pretend like you're a free speech advocate, he's going along with that. That's all. Mark Zuckerberg has never stood up for anything in his life. Mark Zuckerberg had the opportunity from 2020 to 2024 to say, you know what, Joe Biden, I don't like these recommendations that are coming down from the feds. By the way, I might have agreed with him. I don't know. I'm sure that there were some stupid bureaucrats putting out some stupid memos. He could have said, okay, let's challenge it. Bring me to court. Take me to court. But I'm going to do what I think is right on my platform. He never did that. If Mark Zuckerberg is mad at anyone right now, if Mark Zuckerberg was a real man and he really believed that there were some mistakes made in 2022 and that he was too overzealous on COVID, on putting up messages, fact checks around COVID. If Mark Zuckerberg was a real man and just thought that he'd made some mistakes during the Biden era and, that the company, might have went a little bit overboard, when it came to fact checking, then he could just say that. He could just say, you know what, guys, I looked at this and we thought that we could do what was right. We thought it'd make sense to have an outside fact checking team, but it turns out it was a bad call by me. I should have stuck to my guns.
So there we have it, you guys. We have Mark Zuckerberg being a complete spaz. You could even say maybe a dork. Tim Miller calling him out. And Joe Rogan platforming Mark Zuckerberg. At the very end of the day, you have to see, okay, well, who is at fault here? Is it the guy that's going to continue to just act weird and, sort of show who he is and let it be known that he'll sort of just fit into any container you pour him into? He even looks a little bit, people will even say that he doesn't look human sometimes, talking about Mark Zuckerberg. Can you blame him for just not being able to fit in whatsoever? Or are you going to more or less look at the guy who's wanting to make him cool, who's wanting to, push him onto everybody and make him seem more relatable? Whenever it's very, very clear that I don't know how many lifetimes it's going to take, but Mark Zuckerberg is still very much learning how to be a human being. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So it's another day in the progressive way.